some imitators. There'll be some people that try to steal something from you, but we're not going to let that happen. I hope what you see today is that resolve that it takes to focus on where you're going to get there, and knowing that we got your back. And you know, I was thinking with our team, all of our team, Cindy and I, you know, we've kind of made our mark. And it's not about us anymore. It's about how many people can we influence. And so, you know, recently, some things have just kind of made me mad. And I like when I get that. You know, when I was coaching times, I'd come in the locker room and I'd be like, that team thinks they can compete with us. And I'd be like, it's time to put the gas down. And the guys would look at me and go, can we coach? And I'm like, yeah, if you don't dunk on their head, I'm going to be really mad right now. And we would go out and go to a whole other level. So I want you to feel confident when you leave here that what you have not only can change your life, but the teams you're bringing in. And, you know, I was thinking the other day, this guy said something to me, and it made me really step back and go, wow. It caught my attention. And the guy said to me, he said, Mark, you have dreamed well. And I kind of went, that's kind of interesting. Almost sound like that Indian movie I was watching. Mark, you dreamed well. But I liked what he said. You know, it honestly was one of the greatest things that someone said to me. From a teacher to coach, you have dreamed well. That meant I didn't just take status quo, that I was still dreaming. And he said, who would have thought you'd own your own company? Who would have thought you'd have a ranch and an island? Who would have thought you'd be leading a team that gets to change lives all around the world? And I thought of that, and I thought, you know what? At the end of my time, I want people to look at me and say, you have dreamed well. That's a great compliment. But it made me think. It started making me think about our team. We talk about dreaming, we talk about dream boards. But my question to you is, team, are you dreaming well? Have you dreamed well? Is your family looking at you right now and saying, Mom, Dad, man, you have dreamed well? Or are you just getting by? Ask yourself right now, just kind of ask that little self-talk you do once in a while. Say, am I dreaming big? Or am I really just kind of status quo? Am I stretching to do more? Have more? Be more? I want you to commit to me that you'll dream bigger. Now look at me seriously now. Could I say to you today, you dreamed well? And don't sell me cheap on this. Don't give me half-hearted. Are you giving me a little dream? Or are you all in? If you're all in, then I want to talk about how to get to the top or how to make those dreams happen. How these dreams can start happening. So, anyone interested in dreaming bigger? So, here's the secret. Some people say to you, oh, come over here, it'll happen really fast, or hey, they'll just sign up today, they'll send you a check tomorrow. That's called the lottery. That's called a chance. What I'm talking about is it's a process. Say it. It's a process.
It's a process.
Now, you said it about like it feels sometimes when you define process. It means being consistent. It means back to the basics, building on the fundamentals. It can be a little boring, a little mundane. You got to stay focused. It's a process. So say it again. It's a process.
It's a process.
So wherever you're at right now, whatever stage you're in, it's a process. If you just join, it's starting to be the process. And what happens is, if you stay focused, and you stay in the process, and over time, all of a sudden, the mundane becomes the dream. It comes to life. You know, it made me think, 2001, we started the company. And we had to start with the basics. And we had big plans, we had big dreams, but it was slow going. You know, you'd come to work and check customer service, check supply chain, see what's being shipped out today, see how many customers we added last night, how many new team members, call Pam, see where she's at in the country, where in the world is Pam, and see how many people joined, and it was a process. We kept going. Now, sometimes we'd look over here and we'd see another company, they look a little shiny. Man, we had not shiny videos, we didn't have good looking brochures, we couldn't afford it yet. We were in our process. Hey, when can we get a new video? Well, let's get a few more customers, a few more team members, and maybe pretty soon, but stay in the process, stay in the process. You know, we look over at some companies. Pam would call me and say, so-and-so put 100,000 new team members in this month. I'd be like, oh my goodness. You know, but we had to stay on our path. I knew the plan that God had for me, and that we had to stick with the process. And yet, year 2 came, and all of us I thought, man, how long we got to keep doing this? This is kind of boring. You know, we kept going. Same process every day. Get up, put in the work, build the foundation. Are you willing to stick with the basics? Year 3 came and went. Year 4 came and went. Year 5, same thing. You know, I had big dreams. This isn't what I thought it would be. But we kept putting in the work. But sometimes, you know, you'd look to the left, you'd look to the right, you'd see these people, and you'd think, are they having crazy growth? What's going on over there? That looks a little exciting. Maybe we should be doing that. No. We got to stay our course and stay focused. And, you know, even in the field a little bit, you know, I'd be like, kind of, people are doubting us a little bit. They're like, hey, when are you going to explode? You know, are they believing in us? That's okay. Just like you have some people that are naysayers in the beginning. They're like, well, you haven't retired yet. You haven't bought the new, man, look at that car you're driving. It's okay. It's a process. You're in the process. You know you're building. We keep learning. We stuck to the basics. You know, all of a sudden we'd get a few more customers. Then we'd get a few more team members. We got our first double diamond. We're excited. We got our first. We lost our first double diamond. But that's right. It's a process. You're in training. Stick to the steps of success. You repeat it. We're consistent. We're focused. You know, I think about it. It's similar to the process of being a parent. You know, you're a parent. You get caught in that mundane. You make the kids breakfast. You get them ready for school. You make sure the lunch is made. Hustle. You got to get on the school bus. Don't miss it. Maybe you pick them up afterwards from school. You're cooking dinner. You're checking their homework. Hey, it's time for baths. Go to bed. Repeat. It feels like you're doing the same thing day in and day out. Anyone feel like that a little bit? And then all of a sudden, you wake up and your kids are graduating from high school. You're crying. You're going, where all the time go? And you shape them into these amazing adults that are ready to live their own life. It was a process. Say, it's a process.
A process.
It may seem tedious or boring, but you're being refined in the process. You're growing. People are watching you. They're watching if you're committed. It's amazing how you stay in the business, and sometimes it's not you're a triple diamond or maybe a presidential or maybe an ambassador, that some of the people closest to you say, man, I didn't know if you'd stick it out. I didn't know if you'd stay committed. I didn't know if you'd stay in the process. But I'm interested now. Some of the best people who join your team is watching you in your process. You know, others might tell you that it's a ridiculous plan, but you're the only one who knows the plan that's been spoken to you and about your own life. This process is about each one of you. It's about you. You know, now look at it work. 16 years later, we went through that process. It works as filled this arena, and we're doing it twice. Other people look at us and say, we want to be like them. What are they doing? We got to buy some apparel. I'm here to tell you today, you're in a process wherever you're at. You're not going to give up. You're not going to get distracted. You're going to keep doing the work. We know it's the process that got us here. By staying focused, all of a sudden the mundane becomes the dream. It comes to life. You know, Sunday I think it was, I was watching Mike down the road there, and he had Sophie out. And she was focused on learning to ride a bike, taking the training wheels off. So she takes them off. It was so cool to see her face. You know, it was a little scary. She was nervous, but man, she wanted to do this, ride a bike without training wheels. And she got on it, she's a little wobbly. You could see a little fear in her face. It was a process. All of a sudden, she goes a little farther, All of a sudden, she starts grinning. Mike's saying, stay focused, because she was going to wave at me. And she's going, and all of a sudden, she's confident and going. It was a process. You build your business as a process. Let me show you another example, and I want to use music. I asked Skeeter to help me today. Skeeter's our director of customer service and does a tremendous job. And